Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. On the first day of filing for the Silver Springs School Board election set for May 6th of this year, both incumbents arrived early to fill out applications to return to office. Robert Cody and Robin Vaughn will seek re-election to the board. Both are completing their first terms on the board. Mrs. Vaughn served as board secretary and currently serves as vice president of the board. She was elected to the board in 2014, and she was elected vice president in 2016. Mrs. Vaughn is a juvenile probation officer with the 8th Judicial District Juvenile Probation Office in Silver Springs. Cody is board secretary. Robert Cody was elected to the board in 2014, elected board secretary in 2016. He is the corporate controller for GSC Enterprises Incorporated in Silver Springs. Filing date for the May 6th board election are January 18th through February 17th. One may file for a place on the board at the District Administration Building. Bradley Dale Moore pled guilty to assault family violence with previous conviction Wednesday morning in 8th Judicial District Court. He will serve 5 years in prison. He also pled true to a deadly weapon enhancement, making him ineligible for parole until he serves at least 2.5 years day for day, according to Assistant District Attorney Clay Harrison. The state charged the defendant with assaulting Michelle Jones, his former girlfriend, on September 2, 2016, at an apartment complex on Helm Lane. The defendant spat in the victim's face multiple times before striking her in the eye with a closed fist. The blow shattered multiple bones in her face and resulted in extensive facial reconstruction surgery. The victim will also need a second facial surgery and possibly a third. The case was assigned to Silver Springs Police Department Detective Brian Shurtleff, who interviewed multiple witnesses throughout his investigation. The defendant told police that he also was trying to defend himself from the victim by deflecting her slaps and that she was accidentally injured. However, 3 separate eyewitnesses saw the incident and contradicted the defendant's account of what happened. All witnesses consistently stated that the defendant spat in the victim's face multiple times and that he punched her in the face. The witnesses also consistently stated that the victim never took any aggressive action against the defendant. The defendant was previously convicted of assaulting his former girlfriend, Janie Ragsdale, in 2005. Also by striking her in the eye with his fist. In that case, he fractured a bone in the victim's face and broke one of her teeth. Because of the defendant's prior conviction for assault family violence, this case was enhanced to a third-degree felony. Here's Don Julian with good news about the Business and Professionals of America students at Silver Springs High School, several qualifying for state. He also updates us on local sports.
10 Sulphur Springs High School BPA students qualified for state competition in Business Professionals of America coming up March 1st through the 4th in Dallas. 28 students recently competed at a regional event. 4 BPA students gave us an overview of the competition, and they also tell us about themselves. First, we hear from Zach Bergen, who has a list of some of the SSHS BPA regional competitors.
We had a total of 28, and these are 11 of the names that one more name off real quick. Our first is Felipe Alba. He competed in banking and finance. Next, we have Shelby Alsbrook, who also competed in banking and finance. Next, we have Thalia Gonzalez, who also competed in banking and finance. And our last one in banking and finance was Israel Hernandez. Next, we have Madison Caparota, who competed in presentation management as an individual. And also, Alberto Ibarra competed in presentation management as an individual. Next, we have Leslie Garcia, who competed in medical office procedures. Next, we have Alyssa Sotelo, who competed in graphic design promotion. Next, we have Anna Telez, who competed in legal office procedures. And lastly, we have Lucia Yanez, who competed in graphic design promotion.
Now, do these qualify for the next level, or were these just...
These are just some of the ones that competed, and they didn't make it to the state.
Oh, okay. All right. What is your specialty?
My specialty, my individual event is extemporaneous speaking, and basically what that is I go into a room and they give me some topics, and I pick from that list of topics, and I get 10 minutes to prepare a 2 to 4 minute speech.
How in the world do you prepare for that? It just you try to know a little bit about everything, or?
Well, some of it you can kind of just. So a lot of the topics are sort of business related. It's a business event, and oftentimes I bring in my workplace. I work at Brookshire's, so I just bring in things that have happened to me there. And it's easy, if you just talk about personal stuff, it's easy to conjure up a speech.
Okay. Now you said your individual event. Are you on a team as well?
Yes, in my BIM class, we also have a team event. We do presentation management, which is we started at the beginning of the school year where we started building a presentation on how to expand a company's customer base, and we presented it, and we fell one place short of going to state.
Okay, so that one is kind of like a presentation where you make the case and have all your graphics and whatever.
Put up there, have a couple charts, and we just try and persuade the judges on to show them ways that we think we can expand the customer base.
Junior Israel Hernandez tells us students and teams who qualified as alternates to the state meet.
First, we have Cindy Ariano, who competed in advanced interview skills and placed fourth. We have Salvador Brito, who competed in entrepreneurship and placed sixth. We have Zachary Bergen, who competed in extemporaneous speech and placed fourth. And we have Natalie Cruz, who competed in human resource management and placed fifth. Next, we have Elijah Drum, who competed in graphic design promotion and placed fifth. We have Belinda Flores, who competed in digital media production and also placed fifth. Next, we have Emily Johnson, who competed in administrative support individually and placed third. Next, we have competed in presentation management, and that includes Spencer Brewer, Zachary Bergen, Israel Hernandez, and Elizabeth Vega, and they have placed third. Our next presentation management team, we have Lydia Burlington, Maddie Eckhart, Emily Johnson, and Rodolfo Perez, and they placed fourth place.
All right. You have an individual specialty that you do in BPA?
Yes, sir. I participated in banking and finance.
Banking and finance. What do you prepare to present for that topic?
Well, the way I prepare is I take previous tests that have been provided in past BPA competitions, and I make myself a list of definitions that will help me out while taking the tests.
Junior Spencer Brewer has the list of the 10 students who qualified for the state meet.
The first name we have here is Aubrey Benson, and she placed first place in the administrative support individual competition. I myself, Spencer Brewer, placed fourth place in the personal financial management division. Next, we have Lydia Burleson, who placed second in advanced word processing. Next, we have Mandy Eckhart, who placed second in economic research projects. Next, we have Dylan Joyner, who placed first in economic research project. Next, we have Hannah Morrow, who placed third in basic office system procedures. Next is Rodolfo Perez, who placed fourth in banking and finance. Next, we have Joshua Snyder, who placed second in Java programming. Next, we have Elizabeth Vega, who placed fourth in intermediate word processing. And finally, we have Anne-Marie Winborn, who placed second in administrative support.
All right, very good. And how many is that?
There's 10 people going to state. Yes, sir.
Very good. That's a good list. You're on there. Tell us your individual competition.
Yes, sir. I competed in personal financial management, which basically what this is a very broad version of, the stock market and how the stock market works, and how just, how banking, how banks work in general, how loans work, it's just a very wide variety of different banking terms, and, all about budgets and just different things, financially in the industry.
Sounds like preparation for not like a financial analyst or something like that.
Yes, sir. That's what it's aimed toward, is financial analyst. Yes, sir.
Is that something of interest to you that you'd like to get into?
Yes, sir. It is. I feel like I'm natural at this, and then it comes very easy to me. So this is definitely something I'm looking to pursue.
Junior Elizabeth Vega recognizes the SSHS BPA sponsors.
At our school, we have 4 chapters, and in our 4 chapters, we have 4 advisors, which are Mr. Robinson, Miss Smith, Miss Stewart, and Miss Hess.
Well, very good. Give them good credit for what they do. And what is your individual event?
I did word processing, which is basically like they choose 4 documents, and I have to like type them and format them in the correct way.
Oh, okay. So you have to know everything about. Do you have a special software or something that you use? Do they, or do you have to know kind of all of them?
We had like a silent reference that you could look back to. So.
Are you going to state?
Yes.
Oh, very good. Are you on a team as well?
Yes, I was on the presentation management team.
Our VPA is a great organization for many students across the, across our school district and across, even the state of Texas. It prepares you for the business world, and that is something that a lot of schools don't have the opportunity to do.
Now in sports, the Wildcats basketball team snapped back from a Friday loss to win a district game at Greenville 84-54 Tuesday night. Victor Iwokor and Keyston Willis had 18 points apiece, and Keontae Dunn and Michael Jefferson had 14 points each. Wildcats coach Clark Cipolletta talked about the Greenville win.
We played really well on both sides of the ball. I thought we executed a lot better than we did last Friday on offense, and we got back to our averages of hitting about 8 threes a game. And the thing I was disappointed at last week that we didn't do a good job of that we did last night is we're a team that's averaging over 20 assists per game. And I thought we got back to that last night. I think we had 22 total. So we just did a really good job of sharing the ball and getting everyone involved and not trying to just make plays, but make the right play, make the right pass. And I thought we did a really good job of that.
When you have 4 different scores that got double figures for you, that really helps out. They don't know who to concentrate on.
Yes, it's very good for us, and that would be hard for any coach to have to defend that. And I think that's when we're at our best, when 3, 4, 5 guys are getting around 10 to 12 a game, sometimes 15 to 20 a game. And I just think that makes it so much harder to guard, and it brings in kind of the culture we're trying to instill here, which is team over everything. To really to put the team first and not the individual. So that's just what we're trying to accomplish.
All right. So it was just a game that started good for their team, and they just continued all the way through the ball game, I guess.
Yes, we just played really hard. I thought we kind of had a chip on our shoulder. We wanted to show people that we could put up a better performance than what we did last Friday. And just from the get-go, I didn't have to, rally up the troops. They were ready to play. And I thought, on the defensive side of the ball, we really got after it, and that just led to easy offensive opportunities. And once you get easy offensive opportunities, the ball just keeps rolling. So it was big for us.
No coach likes to think that a loss is good for anything, but do you think it may help the team refocus a little bit, down the stretch now?
Oh, it did. Actually, I always talk to my kids, we either win or we learn. We don't ever lose. And I thought that Mount Pleasant game was a great showing of that. I think it was good for us to, because it pointed out some things that I didn't think were problems that ended up being problems, and just stuff that if we want to make a trip down the road to playing in the playoffs and stuff like that, we had to fix those issues, and the Mount Pleasant game brought those about, and I thought that was really good for us. We had that Saturday practice. We just refocused as a team and talked about what it really means to be part of a team, and I think that was really good for us, and that's something we needed.
From the very beginning, one of the teams you've included as you thought would be near the top is Hallsville. Mm-hmm. That's the next game for you, and so it'll be a very important game that we'll have at home. Yes,
they're 3-2, and we're sitting in 4-1. So, this is a big game to the sole person to be in second place. They're well coached. They play hard. They can really shoot the basketball really well. They have one of the best shooters I've ever seen in high school basketball playing for them. They're always a tough opponent. So we really have to be on top of our game to take care of business.
The Wildcats are now 4-1 in district play and 19-5 overall. The Lady Cats basketball team remained unbeaten in district play with a 75-33 win over Greenville in Wildcats Gym Tuesday night. Autumn Tanton had 24 points. Tori Moore had 13, and Rita Hill added 12. I talked with Lady Cats basketball coach Jeff Chapman.
I think we started the first quarter, first few minutes of the first quarter, it was really good. Then we had a couple girls get in foul trouble. Then that kind of slows us down a little bit. But we've been planning to make some adjustments and putting Destiny Weeks at 2. And then I put Kaylee at 1 when Davy got in foul trouble. Then Katie got in foul trouble. Then Deja went to 1. And it made it okay because Greenville stayed in that 2-3 zone. And they didn't try to press or trap us. But I enjoyed the second half so much better because at halftime we talked about not trying to worry about would another team give us a challenge or would they motivate us to play. And motivation should come from within because external motivation only lasts a little while. So the motivation from within is what they need, and I want them to play to their potential and not wait for a game to be a challenge. Kids sometimes make the mistake of deciding if another team is really good or not. And you don't know how they're going to play. On any given Sunday, I've learned that. So, either, one team is going to be ready and the other one's not, or both are ready. So, the point I'm trying to make is come out and play and don't worry about if the other team is really good or bad or we got to play tonight, because then you sell yourself short and you don't get everything that you have to give. Our seniors have 5 more regular season games, and I would love for them to go out, in a great manner, in a manner that the Lady Cats have never done as far as, excelling in down the line, hopefully in the playoffs. So that's our goal, and we say dream in the huddle, and we say dream all the time, and that's the dream. The dream is and you got to make your dreams big. You got to make them count. Used to be in Austin, now in San Antonio. So we're not going to just say we have to be one of the top teams in the state right now by the end of the year. If we play good defense and that offense come and everybody plays their role, we got a shot just as much as anybody else.
I'm not sure I've seen Autumn Tanton play any better than she played last night. 24 big points.
Well, I don't worry about their points, and I don't calculate, and I don't even look in the book. Some of the kids do, and I shoo them away. And I tell other coaches, don't tell them. But somebody else brought it to me. Oh, Don Wallace told me that last night, and that's the only way I knew. I knew that she was doing a lot of things that we worked on. She comes to open gym a lot. She comes up even on Saturdays, and some of the girls as well. But we've been working on drop step with her. We've been working on, and this I didn't work with her on. She knows, and she has an uncanny ability and awareness to get where the ball is going when they miss, and she grabs and puts it back in before the other team knows it. She doesn't stay too much on the ball side when they shoot. She goes to the weak side. And I've had a couple girls like that in my lifetime coaching, and they're invaluable. Last year against Hallsville, at the end of the year, when we had to have a game, Katie threw it in. Autumn was right there, stuck it in. Boom. So I'm not surprised, but we keep talking about you need to step up and you need to be more of an all-around player. That's going to help us tremendous because Katie was in foul trouble last night, and Sadavia out some with foul trouble, and then the points just came from in a different manner. I think we had 71 points or something like that.
75.
Okay, I wasn't sure what it was, but our goal is to score 65 to 68 and hold teams under 30 to 35. So we're kind of doing that sometime. But when you play against a team that's close to your ability, it's not going to be that way. But you make it up in the margin. But Autumn rebound well. I don't know. You have their stats on rebound.
I haven't seen the box score yet.
Okay. Well, yeah, Coach Tam was wasn't there, but it really didn't surprise me. But I was I finally, because usually I'm on her and I'm pushing those kids and those other guys to tell them what I want. And in the game, I just gave her the thumbs up one time. She gave it back, and then I left her alone. But when I push you and you start doing what the things I want you to do, then I'll have a lot to say about it, and I just enjoy you playing. But if I feel you can give more and you have more potential and your upside is you haven't brought the whole package yet, then as a coach, that's my job to continue to point things out to you. And sometimes kids take it well and some don't. She took it well and she takes it well. So I was impressed with that as well. That's going to be valuable down the road.
Right. Wait, you said points had to come from somewhere else, and one of those places was Tori Moore. She hit 2 threes and did a lot of driving to the basket that we always see.
That's a funny story about that. We were playing last year, and Hallsville coach does a good job of scouting. He got a scouting report on all of our players, and he put down Tori Moore. All she'll do is stand still and shoot. She won't do anything else. Ever since then, it's been her mission to change her game and to add those things because she's very self-conscious of, she knew that she was a shooter, and she is. She can shoot that ball. But now this year, she's doing a lot more of dribbling and helping break the presses and just ball handling. And she's made a commitment to drive to the basket. She's another one of my Saturday people that come in. And after we went to the Idlewild tournament, we're starting to get a regularity of people staying after practice and coming in on Saturdays. And it's paying off for her. Another senior, be sad to see go, but she's doing making her imprint or her footprints on our team.
Hallsville's next. We handle them well here, but you know that they'll be much tougher in their own gym.
Yeah, he and I talk sometime as coaches about other teams, and we don't talk about our team. But I'm sure he's got a plan. I'm sure he's not going to let us do what we did last time, and that's why I was talking to you guys about the video on them. I need to see what we did, and then we'll start the game with it and see what his corrections are and try to go from there. I got to have something else in my back pocket because he's kind of slippery, and he is. They're 2-5 in district, so he's trying to get up there and he's trying to knock, I believe, T-High or Pine Tree out so that he can be in the top 4, and that's his goal to get to the playoffs as well.
The Lady Cats are now 7-0 in district play and 21-3 for the season. And the Saltillo Lions improved their district record to 2-0 with a 49-39 win over Miller Grove Tuesday at Saltillo. The Lions are now 12-14 for the season. Trevor Moore scored 20 points to lead Saltillo. Matthew Gurney added 11 points, Michael Simmons 6 points, Walker McGill 5 points, Clayton Wilson 4 points, and Lyle Bench had 3 points. The Lions led 18-11 after one quarter and 28-23 at halftime. The Lions increased their lead to 38-31 after 3 quarters. The Lions will travel next to Roxton on Friday night. The Saltillo Lady Lions outscored Miller Grove in each of the first 3 quarters and then held on to their lead, winning 48-41 Tuesday night at Miller Grove. The Lady Lions led 13-11 after one quarter and 24-18 at the half. The Lady Lions also led 36-26 after 3 quarters. The Lady Lions' leading scorer was Anna Gallegos with 12 points. Melissa Gronewald added 10 points. Sienna Collins had 8 points. Tori Mobley 6 points. Jocelyn Ochoa and Jordan Sester had 4 points each, and Madison Simmons and Melissa Towell scored 2 points each. Miller Grove was led by Rosa Shones with 13 points. Kaylee Leslie added 11 points. Candace Earp had 7 points, and Alexis Green, Ashley Purser, and Allie Bissonette scored 2 points each.
On the right of McKay's Music Store at the Sulphur Springs Square, an old furniture store which has been vacant for quite some time has finally been being worked on recently. Hope Smith is the new owner of this lot and has people working on the renovation for a new interior design store at the site. She wanted to create this store for people because she felt it would be more convenient for others instead of having to drive to Dallas. The outside of the building is planned to be finished within 2 to 3 days of working on it. Currently, they are working on the trim and the pillars. The inside of the building will remain the same paint color, and there's not yet an expected date for the interior to be finished. I am Elijah Drum for KSST Channel 18 News.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.